Welcome back everybody. Here's today's tutorial, and it is just a little bit more advanced than my other tutorials. So if you haven't made cardstock before, I recommend probably starting with something just a little bit simpler, and then once you've done one or two, then come back to this one because it's a really good one to make. So you're going to need this SVG off of Etsy, and then as always I link them in the notes so that it's easy for you to find. Then you're going to want this cool mallard duck mold from Natollie Creation. Code SAVE will save you there. Then I went to Creative Fabrica and I just searched men's seamless designs, or manly background is what I searched, and I went ahead and downloaded this one. And of course you can use any designs you want for your duck. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upload all of these to Etsy. So I'm just going to upload the duck as an SVG, and then the backgrounds I'm going to upload the JPEG and do that as a print then cut so the colors are saved. Once they're uploaded, you're going to go ahead and add to your canvas. And then this duck SVG is not the best, so you can tell which ones are really good because they have separate pieces. This one is just one big chunk. So what I'm going to show you how to do is how to go in and cut out all the pieces. So here you can go look at your contour, and as you can see, it's not able to do the different individual pieces because the way the designer made it. So what I did is I went and I put a square, and then I'm going to change the angle of it so that it matches the angle of the hat. So what we're going to go through and we're going to use slice to pretty much separate the hat from the rest of the duck. And this can be kind of a slow, annoying process. So I just made it bigger so that I can slice more, highlighted both, went down to slice, and then that's going to cut them so that they're separate pieces, and then delete all the ones you don't need. So we're getting closer. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, and then you can see on the hat that it's not a closed hat. So if you look at the left piece and the right piece, it's actually open, so we're going to have to go and close that so our cardstock is closed. So I'm just going to clean up this edge here a little bit. I just made another rectangle, rotated it. I'm zooming in so that it's easier for me to see. And I just decided that I wanted a more straight line right here. So I'm lining it up how I want, and then you're going to select both and you're going to go back to slice. So then once it's sliced, you can delete all the extra pieces. Make sure you don't delete your hat though, because you need that one. And then you can also select them off the sidebar if that's easier. It took me a couple tries to get it. There we go. So I can delete that. So now if you look at the hat, on the left hand side you can see that that piece isn't connected, and then same with the right. So we want to make sure that that is all connected, and we're going to do that by welding pieces to it. So I'm just making this rectangle really small and really skinny, and I'm trying to mimic what that line would look like if it was finished. So you can align it how you want, and then once you like the way that it looks and the placement that it's at, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to select both of these shapes, and then we're going to weld them together, and that's going to combine them into one image. So now you can see that that is a closed part, that way it can cut it out. And then we're going to do the same thing with that spot on the right. And you can use this method with any kind of SVG you have that isn't, like if you want just a specific spot that isn't separate, you can go through and cut it out like this if you need to. So I'm just making a really tiny oval, and then I'm going to go ahead and rotate it so that it fits that angle. That way it looks more natural. And then once I've got it, I'm going to select both of them and then weld it together just like I did earlier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, now that they're welded together, I'm going to make a copy of this hat, and that's going to allow us to have two different colors. So I just duplicated, then I'm going to contour, hide all contours, and that will just give me the outline of the hat. And then with this, I'm going to change it to print then cut, and I'm going to change the color so that it's easier for us to see. And then same with this black, changing it to print then cut and changing it to a different color so we can see the different pieces. I'm going to send that one to the back because it's our background, and then I'm going to align them center so that they're centered and attached. That way they don't move. So here you can see the two different options we have for colors. We can change the green one to be a different color, and we can change the background to be a different color. So you can go in and just change colors like I showed you there, or you could use a pattern if you wanted to do a different pattern. So I'm going to pull this pattern over. This is the one that I'm going to use for this example. I'm just going to make it bigger so that it all fits on the pattern, and then that way we can go ahead and we can slice it out of the pattern. So I'm going to make sure pattern is selected, and then my thick background is selected, and I'm going to go to slice. Then you're going to delete the extra pieces that you don't need. So that big gray piece and then that patterned background piece. And then I'm going to send the pattern up to the front, and I'm going to play with different colors because obviously that green isn't working. So I just went to color and then changed it to black. And then once you have a combination that you like, you can go ahead and select both, and then you can go and you can flatten the image. So I duplicated it so that I can show you another option for combining patterns and colors. So I attached those and then flattened them so it's all ready to cut out. Then on this side, I'm going to do a reverse where I'm going to have the background color be solid and the front be a pattern. So I went into patterns. These are all patterns that I've uploaded to Cricut Design Space. I'm just going to choose one that I like. You can always adjust it if you want to. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on that background piece, change it to color, and then you can play around with whatever colors match your pattern. So as you can see, we just flipped which one had the pattern on it and which one had the solid colors. It really doesn't matter which way you do it, it's just a matter of personal preference. And then once you've got it the way that you like it, make sure that you have them flattened, and then you can go ahead and you can size it. So I'm going to put the sizes up on the screen so that we can make sure that our hat fits into the mold. So there's the sizes for you. Once you have it sized correctly, then you can go ahead and cut it out. And then I hole punch holes in mine because I string mine. If you use an eye screw, then you don't have to do any kind of hole in your paper. So then you're going to flip it upside down in your mold, put your beads on top, and then you can bake it. I used a black Sharpie paint pen to add the outlines on the details for his face. And they also have colored paint pens as well. So you could do like a yellow or green if you wanted to. But I was just going for quick and easy, so I did black. Thanks so much for watching. If you like, comment, subscribe, all of those things really help my channel and help me get noticed. Thanks so much, you guys.